Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, it's time to get some petty tea. Time to get some petty tea. Hoo. It's like people keep blaming me for never getting married. People keep blaming me for being single right now. People keep blaming me for not adjusting to a guy or lowering my standards. And part of me just feels like, why should I lower my standards? Why should I adapt to a man when I'm going to be the one that has to suffer because it's so many men, especially, okay, I haven't dragged the white guys in a while. So yeah, it's your turn again when white men keep telling me, oh, yeah, and this is another episode on how poorly educated you guys are. Yeah, I guess it's going to be an episode 4, but it's probably going to take a different route to it. So maybe not a part 4, but another spectrum on the poorly educated side of you guys, of America, and especially men as a gender and stuff like that. But so, oh, yeah, grab something to drink, get that petty tea, and just, to remind you, petty tea can be any type of beverage. Get some chips because I take a little minute, So let's start because oh my, again, like within the last, this has been a crazy weekend, and part of me feels like it is hunting season for the men because now that the summer is coming to a close, now men have to start looking and searching for their cuddle bunny for the holidays, for the winter. So while it gets cold, someone they can, do the thing with, So I especially, like I already said in one of the last episodes that I recorded, but I never know what order I'm gonna be posting these up, but this is the same weekend. If you, watch a lot of the episodes, you'll know which episodes I record the same day or within the same 48 hours or whatever. So, oh, there was about like 13 to 15 men who it's like, and it's crazy because I wasn't talking to all of them at the same time. It was basically, and literally, there was around 13 to 18 of these men in one weekend that I had to block. But okay, I am going to give you an example. Okay. But it was like after the match, they say hi, or on Facebook dating, they do that little, you can do like a high five type of thing or whatever, which is kind of cheesy and dumb. But I guess since back in the day, they had the whole, I pinched you or poked you. Yeah, poke you, not pinch you. But yeah, they did that back in the day or whatever. Now they want to be like, yeah, on dating, we'll do a high five. It's like, all right, okay. So high five just sounds like I'm already putting them in the friend zone, but whatever. So either I say hello back or do the whole stupid high five thing. And sometimes I skip the high five actually because I can't stand it. But then the guy was like, one guy, for example, what's your address? Excuse, what? Oh, on the dating profile, it says what city I'm in. Girl, I said, what's your address? Why do you need my address? Are you gonna ship me something? It's like I didn't say it, but part of me was like, is it gonna be glittery or shiny? Like, what are you gonna get me? And he was like, no. It's like I'm gonna shove something in you that you're not gonna forget. I'm like, yeah, block, because like and I used to, like, I've taken so many screenshots. I'm just at a point where I have enough evidence. And I just want to block him because I didn't want him to say anything else. But then other guys are just like, oh, come over. I want you. Or, aren't you lonely? Or oh, it's like when I ask some of the men, are you bored? Yeah. It's like, that's why I want you to come over. What? So you're just going to do that because you're bored? It's like you're bored too, so get over here and get in my bed. Oh, these men are acting crazy. It's okay. Because I'm just at a point where these men are, and okay, and oh, just remember, in one weekend, like 13 to 18 of them. it's like, and it was like one after another. I was like, okay, this one, block, go to the next one. Hi, hello. Hey, baby. It's like, oh, so when can I get in those legs? Block. Okay. The next one. Hi, how are you? Oh, hey, how are you, beautiful? Oh, it's like, ooh, it's like, I really want you. You don't even know me. I trust you're you. Block. Okay, next one. And it was like over and over and over and over. And then today, one guy, he was like, oh, like I thought, because he said something like, oh, I want to find someone that I can do, like I thought, like he said some like shows or episode, like basically like influencer type of stuff. I thought YouTube, Instagram, or whatever. So I contacted him to see, oh, which one are you on? Because it looks like, especially with his PC, is it because that was in the picture? It looks like, oh, maybe video games, maybe Twitch or YouTube. I don't know which one. So I was like, yeah, I was like, might as well get some information to see if we connect in any way, what subject or whatever, and I can see where he lies politically and stuff. But no, he is on Twitch, but he's looking for a woman for OnlyFans. Yeah. And so, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, never mind. Oh no, it's like, yeah, but I really want to talk to you still. And it's like, it doesn't have to be on camera. Yeah, well, it's like we can do videos, but I won't record it. But I really want to see what you look like. And I was just like, okay, yeah, block. And it's really getting exhausting. It it's really getting exhausting because okay, it's like, and oh, these men wonder why they're single. It's like a lot of men wonder why there is a single epidemic up in here and up in this country and everything like that. They wonder why some of them need to be passport bros, because like with some of the women in other countries, if they don't know English that well, like English, they don't need that conversation. They don't like, and some of them, it's like when they see passport bros, they just see dollar signs. So they don't care if the guy doesn't want to hear from them. Because a lot of these men just want submissive women, submission and everything like that. And they don't like that American women are more independent or actually want quality time, quality conversation. We care about who you are. Because back in the day, like back in those days, women had to marry quickly and they didn't really have to get to know you that much because they were like, okay, I need to leave this house, I need to get married, and then cook, make some babies, and so I got to do this quickly because and I have to marry while I'm fertile because that's when men are going to want, it's like the culture of relations for women was so different back then because we had to be, well, our gender had to be, women had to be dependent on the man because we couldn't. I believe it wasn't until the 1970s when women could legally have a bank account without a man. But now some of the Republicans are trying to take us back to the 70s. It's like, if you guys haven't heard, because yeah, that's been in the news and stuff lately. It's pretty crazy and just ignorant, sexist, and but yeah, it's like I feel like this country is literally trying to force women. It's like since women are like, no, you men need to act better, treat us better. And the and now we have people in the Oval Office who are like, no, you guys are gonna settle and we're gonna make you settle. So now they're gonna take rights from us having credit cards. Some of the I think I've heard that there was like an executive order that's being created that is about women losing our right. Like we have to have a man if we try to get a credit card. It's like a man has to, give us permission basically. No, thank you. And that is really funny and crazy because other than my father, every man that I've ever gone out with has a much lower credit score than me. And yeah, it's like I kind of find it really amusing and disgusting how I, like, most men owe me money that I have dated or internet or went out with or whatever. Most of them owe me money. Yeah. And so the fact that they're trying to make this law and basically try to tell women that we have, like, if it's not our daddies, we have to find another man. It's like they kind of made a little mistake because, especially gay men taught women about lavender marriages. Mm-hmm. And it's like, cause I feel like with the lavender marriage, it's like I could just be like, okay, yeah, let's get a prenup, let's get a prenup. And it's like, okay, yeah, and, we can adopt babies, and yeah, I mean, we can have a beautiful, cause yeah, it's like, when it comes to like K dramas and even some of the reality TV and everything, oh my gosh, movie nights would be so much fun. Oh my gosh. See, men don't even know. See, us women, like especially black women, we got backup plans. We don't care. Like we'll figure it out. So yeah, if you're gonna try to force me, it's called lavender marriage. And if I can, it's like shoot. It's like if I can marry two, it's like yeah, that's probably gonna still be illegal. Like we'll figure it out. But I'm like, no. It's like yeah, get me two. Like if he has a husband, hey, what up? It's like more the merrier, whatever. It's like two dads and a wife, whatever. I don't. It's like because then I can make sure that's like I can trust that person because with some of the like, and I know it sounds crazy, and it's like I'm not serious, but at the same time, if they make these laws the way that they're trying to force these laws, girls gotta do what a girl's got to do. So, but yeah, it's like I want him to be happy too, though. So, cause oh my gosh, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll save that for another episode. Cause now I'm thinking, I'm like, ooh, like they can actually, cause I'm planning out. Yeah, I'm kind of planning it out in my head in case of emergencies or whatever. But do you know how many of these white men out here brag that they have never voted? And because yeah, that's another reason why I was blocking a lot of white men on Facebook dating because if they read like and see this is why I keep telling you guys read profiles, read them, look at the pictures, look at the images, because okay, yeah, I have so many dating nightmares and dating profile nightmares that you are not going to believe unless you see. There is one where I like because I feel like I'm Nancy Drew because I have found some things in pictures, and specifically one a couple weeks ago, might have been just a week ago, and I just remember my mouth dropped and I could not believe it. And sometimes I swipe right on them just because I want to know, it's like if they read my profile, how are they going to say hi to me? But some of them are Proud Boys, so I'm like, oh heck no, I'm not gonna be strange fruit. Skip that. I'm not stupid. But there's a few where, who, if you knew. Ooh, but I'm gonna have it up soon, and they're gonna be on Patreon soon too. I might, yeah, it's because I have to remind myself that even though I haven't put them on my other devices or whatever, if I just upload them all on Patreon, I can always get them off of Patreon to the other at some point or whatever. Yeah, but oh yeah, don't forget, like I think it's like $2 to on my Patreon. And right now I think I have about 100 of the images. I have a lot more that I need to upload. But trying to finish the novel and the candles and the greeting cards and everything like that, blah blah blah, and the children's books too. Yeah, I literally have about 8 to 10 of those that I need to start finishing and also get the editor and my illustrator and stuff to yeah yeah I got a lot to do, but anyway, back to the subject. A lot of these white men tell me they brag that they've never voted, and they think they're stunting on me. They think I'm going to be so impressed with them, but when they find out that I'm actually a little disgusted and I'm appalled, and I'm just at the point where I'm just like, excuse me, what, you've never voted. So you don't care about how this country goes and what happens. And they're like, well, it doesn't really matter. And I'm like, no, 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 no. It doesn't matter for you. This country was stolen, torn apart, and constructed, built, reframed for you, for your access. And now it's like, especially the basic average white guys want to take advantage of that. And they want to keep telling black people and people of color and women, especially, that they're not good enough to do a lot of the things that they even specialize in because they are not a white man. Yeah. But then a lot of these white men try to do a certain job, but then they make huge mistakes or things that are so stupid and terrifying. You're just like, how in the world did he get this job? Isn't that right, Hexas? But yeah, anyway. But uh, I think this past weekend there were about 4 or 5 of those white guys who bragged to me that they have never voted. Oh, yeah, it was like, oh, no, 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 no. One of them told me he only votes when his mom calls him up and tells him to vote for, because she says the person that she wants him to vote for really needs it. So he writes down who his mommy tells him to vote for and goes to the voting booth and does that. Ah, yeah, he's such an alpha man, guys. He doesn't do the research on his own. He doesn't know, is this person actually safe or good, or, but I mean, if it comes from the mom, his mommy, it's like, I hope, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I didn't ask all of the questions because I just, part of me, I was just more shocked. It's like, you only vote when your mommy tells you to vote. So, and some of them said politics is just this really stupid, it's a bunch of garbage, and no one really cares about that. No, 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 no. You don't really care about that. It's like black people throughout generations had to fight and fight and struggle and fight, and like just watching their towns be burnt and flooded, and then Jim Crow and the laws and the hanging and everything, and the like uneducated, miseducated, the poorly educated, then got like the universities had to build them on their own for them to be able to go to college and universities. But now, like there's a lot of white people, especially in Generation Z, who, why do black people have colleges and universities? White people need them to. No, this is why you need to teach that stuff in the classroom, because you have a lot of ignorant, poorly educated people out here trying to act like we are just using everything as an excuse when they don't even know about the special candy situation, how it's like literally certain for like agencies were throwing them around to the black cities to cause addiction and everything and pull them down, but then they want to blame that on black people and everything. And then also the expressways, if you don't know the history of the expressways, but then a lot of you say that Biden has done nothing for us, but he was literally trying to help fix that situation because, the expressways was actually built through racism. But it's like a lot of you guys have such a limited thought process and only think slavery, but then you don't think about Jim Crow, you don't think about the hosing and the burning. And it's like also, oh yeah, when legally, it's like when black women would go to hospitals because they were sick or not feeling well and they would need a procedure, they would actually make them infertile without their permission. Did you know about that? Did you know about that? Yeah, this might need to be a part 2 of one of my other episodes that I just did. But it's like, you guys don't know. It's like, and then they did this with people with disabilities too. So, yeah, if you don't know your history, you need to learn it, because a lot of people keep saying slavery is over. What about the sit-ins? A lot of your grandmommies and grandpoppies are still alive. Ask them how did they feel about the sit-ins. Ask them what they did. Did they fight for, like, the blacks getting freedom or getting rights, or were they the ones cheering it on when people were throwing food at them, degrading them, dehumanizing them, like like spitting on them and stuff like that. It's like, which side were they on when their kids were going to school? It's like with the black kids, were they yanked out? What was, was grandma and grandpa, did they get yanked out? Ask that question. Did they play with the black kids? Ask that question. There are so many questions that you need to ask about, because it's really funny how people always want to go back to slavery. People keep wanting to go back to slavery, but then when was the strange fruit, and how many years were you guys hanging people? Yeah, remember that too. But it's like, yeah, when white men tell me that they have never voted and they want to brag about it and basically put it in my face, basically like, I'm never going to lose anything anyway, so why am I going to vote for something when I already have everything? But then they want to put down people who talk about politics, because do you know how many white men have put me down and told me that it's stupid for me to care about politics, and they tell me that I should just chill and just let whatever happens and nothing matters in the first place? Do you know the gall? Do you know it's like they had, like, white, able-bodied, straight men have the nerve to try to tell me. They try to tell. They're poorly educated, no, just common sense, egotistical, non-empathetic fools want to try to tell me what to care about and what not to care about. But then, okay, another thing. Do you know how many men have also told me that they brag about not having to read a book since grade school? And I caught one. He went to college. I think he got an associate's or something like that. But he bragged that he just had to flirt with the smartest girl in the class. And or he just looked up the summaries and stuff online. Yeah, that's basically all he had to do. He didn't have to do anything else. That was literally all he had to do. And do you know how far, like, okay, like with my degrees, and especially after finishing a bachelor's with a double minor, my MA and my MBA, finding out after all of that hard work, figuring out after sometimes just wondering, why does it take me so long to memorize or learn some of this stuff? Why do I feel like I have to reread things so many times? To find out that with my disability, as I have a learning disability with my disability, but I did all of that work. I did all of that work on my own. But then you have guys like this where, oh, I just did blah, 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 whatever. I didn't care, whatever. But then so many men out here telling me, like, and I mean, black, white, whatever, a lot of men, period, over the years have told me that they have not read a book. And one guy, I remember he told me, oh, I don't want a nerd. What am I going to do with the nerd? He was like, you're going to bore me? It's like, and I'm just like, wait. My fellow nerds, where you at? Okay. Because for one, with us nerds have creativity. Us nerds, it's like, we pick up on things. We listen very clearly. It's like, especially like if a guy tries to tell us, like, some, even like if we know what his favorite type of shows are and his favorite characters, it's like, it's called maybe cosplay. Uh-huh. So then, they can play. If you know, you know. So it's really kind of crazy and ridiculous when men have the nerve to say that we're boring. And it's like, hold up, like, you haven't dated a nerd. So you, like, yeah, you may know about our professional side and stuff, but yeah, you don't know us. It's like, yeah, there are skills and things that nerds have that other people don't. A lot of nerds have, okay, I won't say patience and everything, but it's like we read cues and stuff a little bit like, yeah, well, you know what? A different topic for a different day, but it's like whenever a guy tells me he doesn't have time for a nerd, he hates nerds, because there was a guy who told me he hates nerds, so I blocked him very quickly. But yeah, like I said, I've blocked a lot of guys, and I've hung up and had one night like phone calls. I've had many phone calls that were one night stands. Called them once, and after I was just like, never again, never again. And so maybe I do need to look at or investigate my standards a little bit, but at the same time, this progressive woman could never date a Republican. Out of the question. This woman can never date someone who has not read a book since grade school. I need at least a little something. Okay, can it be a comic book? Okay, I need to make sure you're literate because, yeah, I need a literate man too. Because, yeah, I've already told you guys one situation where I found out, oh, this man can't read. But there's been quite a few times because even with Mr. Lockakey, yeah, yeah, Lockakey, yeah, yeah, he got his GED finally, but yeah, that was yeah, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, and I'm not saying that he's not smart or whatever, but um, he a little he's interesting. Yeah, and I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad when I have freedom. But yeah, it's and then of like some of the guys who I've dated who went to college but dropped out, but then they wanted like, cause yeah, I'm not talking only about Mr. No Heart, but yeah, this I'm including Mr. No Heart in this because there's been a few men who went to college, dropped out, but when then they find out about my education, but then they try to say that I only got in or I only finished because I'm black, and I'm like, what does me being black have to do with me finishing? It's called I studied, I stuck to it, I was determined, and I know my people's history, especially with black people being able to get a college degree. And I know my mother was one of the first in our family to, I believe, I think she was like the first or second to get a degree, I believe. I know she was one of the first to get a master's. But anyways, I knew, especially with how black people at one point weren't allowed to even read and then get educated and then get higher education, stuff like that. So to me, it's vital and important and stuff. So when a man tells me he doesn't have time for nerds, he doesn't want an educated woman, because I've had so many men tell me they don't want an educated woman, so then they tell me that I have to choose between my degree and them, and oh, I'm going to choose my degree because from years from now, it's like, do you know how many men end up cheating on their woman, or how many men over time they're like, you know what, I want a younger woman, I want this, I want that, or whatever, and then they just go and leave. Or especially with my disability, it was getting worse. He probably would have left me by now. And then if I would have dropped my masters and stuff, like, no, I have my degrees. You can't take that away. Okay, okay. And yeah, I'm older, whatever, single, but at the same time, part of me is just like, at least it's like a lot of these men they they want us to settle, and I just don't get it because a lot of them they've settled so much for themselves with their lives. It's like a lot of them aren't pursuing for anything. They don't care. Like it's almost like they've given up. They don't want to read. They don't want to vote. They don't care about what happens within our society. They don't care about education. Some of them don't want higher education. That some of them refuse to have a nerd, especially a female nerd, because that makes them feel like they're losing power. And to them, it's like since they settled with their education, they want a woman who's lowered their standards with education because that allows them to maintain power, especially power in the mind. Yeah, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.